I'm doing a video on overrated fighters in every UFC division, starting with flyweight to heavyweight. Let me go over some simple stuff because there was a lot of people, a lot of dick suckers in my comments last time, completely misunderstanding what I'm saying. So, this is really simple stuff, really common sense. And I should not have to sit you down like a preschooler. By the way, this does not go out to everybody. I know some people have common sense. They know this shit, right? One, overrated does not mean a fighter is bad. If I say your fighter is overrated, if I say this fighter is overrated, it's their skill level compared to the sayings about them or just something their past record. It's not they're horrible, they're the worst fighter, they're dog shit. I don't think they're trash. But like I said, there's a lot of dick suckers, a lot of mother. If you're thinking, is he talking about me? If that's what you're thinking when I'm saying this, I'm probably talking about you. Okay? I'm probably talking about you. Like bro, I'll glaze a lot of fighters, but not that bad. Some of these guys are just retards. But some divisions were hard to choose. Some divisions were very hard to choose. Featherweight, lightweight, those guys are all killers. They're all good. Elite divisions with so much like depth to it. I don't even know if I said that right. You know what I'm trying to say, right? It's like some of them they're hard to choose. Like it really ties in one and two. One and two is just if I say you're a fighter, I don't mean they're dog shit. I really don't mean they're dog shit. And three, they don't know you low, bro. Get the dick out your mouth. Zip the fly up when you're fucking done. It's like I said, a lot of dick suckers. A lot of dick suckers. I don't even remember what the statement was, but people would go in my comments, put a whole fucking paragraph of why this guy is like elite, and I would try talking to him because I'd be like, okay, I understand your point, but this and that and this and that. They would not respond. They don't know you, little bro. If you're a grown ass man and you're white knighting for another 40-year-old, 30-year-old fucking man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Long ass intro, but like I said, this isn't for a majority of you guys. It's for some of y'all guys who get easily offended just because I don't like your favorite fighter or I think your favorite fighter is overrated. That's it. Either way, though, you should debate me because I will debate you. But we don't got to be hostile about it. We don't have to be hostile. I'll debate you. It is what it is. Flyweight, Amir Albazi. As you can see, I got two reasons for almost everybody. Top 5 flyweight contender, despite best win being Alessandro Costa. I'm not counting Kaikara. That is one of the worst robberies in UFC history. Kaikara beat him up for 4 out of 5 rounds, and they gave it to Amir Albazi because they need more prospects from that region. Facts. It's factual. It's completely factual. Been exposed multiple times in boxing, and isn't amazing grappling either. His wrestling's not great. While he is good, he's kind of the definition of mid. Exactly, he actually is. That's perfect. He's the definition of mid. His boxing isn't great. He can get exposed. Kaikara exposed him. Brandon Moreno and Amir Albazi were basically even odds. They were basically even odds. If you go back in my video on that prediction, I said Brandon Moreno would just fucking whoop his ass because Amir Albazi is a fraud and sucks. Look, man. I respect you. I respect the fuck out of you. You got your spine ripped in half, some shit like that. And you had to almost retire. You came back from it. I respect that completely. It doesn't change the fact that you're kind of dog shit compared to everybody else. You got a crazy fluke win. And I can say fluke because it was a robbery. You got a crazy fluke win against Kaikara. They put you against Brandon Moreno. Some people chose you, which is it's unbelievable. They didn't watch the Kaikara fight. It was pretty odd. Amir Abazi is kind of just an obvious pick. He's top 5. He's top 5. He's top fucking 5. And if you don't agree with this, watch the Kaikara fight. Watch the Moreno fight. This guy cannot fight high level competition despite being top 5. Corey Sandhagen. This is one of the ones where I'm saying, hey, just because they're overrated does not mean they're fucking dog shit. Okay, I know Corey Sandhagen's a great fighter, right? I know that. Best win is Dr. Stoppage against Song Yadong or Rob Font. Cheeto Vera win has not aged well at all. Rob Font's probably his best aged win. Marlon Moraes hasn't aged well. And another thing, always falls short in skill compared to elite competition, and had high demand for a title shot over Merab. If you remember, Deshaun O'Malley, people were saying, okay, you should fight Corey Sandhagen. You should fight Corey Sandhagen, not Merab. I think this was before or after the Cheeto fight. I don't fucking remember. But if you were around that time, you know Corey Sandhagen had a crazy push for like 2 to 3 weeks saying he should get a title shot over Merab. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. His best one is Song Yadong or Rob Font. Cheeto Bear is dog shit. I'm sorry. I'm a Cheeto fan. I love Cheeto. I went to see his fight against Dominic Cruz. I love Cheeto Vera, bro. Anybody can beat him. Anybody can beat him. I'll tell you exactly how you fucking do it. You just win the first 2 rounds, and you survive the third. That's it. He doesn't do anything. Like, it's even a 50-50 chance he'll fucking try to win the fight. I don't fucking get it. But yeah, Corey Sandhagen, he's a good fighter, but he's not title shot worthy. You know, he lost to Umar. While Umar is good, we saw that against Merab, he's always fallen short. TJ Dillashaw, Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, Umar, these are incredible names. But he's always fallen short of that title shot thing. People were saying that he should have got it over Figueiredo, Merab, Yan. That's the only reason he's on here, because people were saying that shit. And he's the weakest of the top 5. He's the weakest of the elite contenders. So yeah, Corey Sandhagen. Featherweight, this is a hard one. I was going to go with Brian Ortega. And then I was like, Yair Rodriguez has had a couple janky wins. Best wins are Josh Emmett, Great Triangle, and his other elite wins are janky. Chang Sun Jung, Korean Zombie. His win against Brian Ortega isn't even a win, really. He just popped his shoulder out of place, which I guess is a submission. I'll give him that. It's a submission. But it's janky, right? It's a little janky. And Brian Ortega on a horrible probably a sprained ankle. He came back. He submitted Yair Rodriguez after getting dominated. And he just crumbles. He just fucking crumbles. This guy, I don't want to call any fighter a pussy because you're actually, you're there. You're fighting, right? This guy's a fucking pussy. This man, he cannot get backed up. He cannot face adversity. He will shell up. Against Volk, he did that against Korean Zombie a couple. I feel so bad about Korean Zombie. That brought some fucking dark trauma back for me. I bet with my friend. I'm not old enough to legally bet, but I bet with my friend Korean Zombie would win that fight. Safe to say, I almost cried. I almost fucking cried. Because I'm young. Like I said, $20, that's a lot to me. That's a fucking fortune. I saw Korean's body. I saw his body hit the fucking canvas. I almost fucking cried. It was the saddest thing ever. And he was winning the fight on the scorecards. But crumbles a lot under pressure. Like I said, Volk. I mean, besides Josh Emmett, his best one is Jeremy Stevens. That's not really janky at all. It's just, like I said, there's not much to choose from. Lightweight, it's obviously Michael Chandler. I made this video purely because of Michael Chandler. Because I was going to do a Michael Chandler is overrated, gets infinite fucking title shots every time. This man has made me mad so many fucking times. It's unbelievable. I don't care if you have black children. I don't care that you're going to blindside them and they're going to be NFL stars someday. I don't care. You should not be getting infinite number 1 contender fights. But let's just go over this. Best wins are Dan Hooker before he was good. Obviously, Dan Hooker's been good for a bit. Another opinion I have, that might be a hot take. Dan Hooker is the least deserving top 5 guy I've seen in a while. He robbed Gamera and Jalen Turner. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. And it might be trash. It might be a trash opinion. I'm not even going to lie. And his second best win is broken Tony Ferguson on a 3-fight losing streak, where he made unironically, legitly, he made Tony Ferguson on a 3-fight losing streak look good. He made him look good for the first round. It's unbelievable. He made him look good. Well, we know what happened to Tony next. He had an open casket. He's dead. He died on the floor. He died right then and there. Very sad to see. Open casket. His jaw got dislocated. His jaw was gone. It should have been a close. I don't fucking know. He got killed. He got fucking killed. But he's 2-4 in the UFC. He gets infinite number one shot. There's rumors of him fighting fucking Arman Sarukian. Arman Sarukian was about to fight Islam. Number one, beat Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler loses to Charles Oliveira and gets a fight against Arman Sarukian. They tried putting this guy on a 2024 pay-per-view main event on a 2-fight losing streak against Conor McGregor. It would have been the most washed shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. I wasn't even excited for that. I was happy when Pereira stepped up because at least we got a good card. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care that he's your mascot for Stop Racism. I don't care, UFC. He's your mascot for Stop Racism because he adopted black children. I completely understand. We don't care. This man he's robbed us of a Tony Ferguson win. Dan Hooker is he's the only other win he has. It's aged well, kind of. We don't care. I'm tired of seeing him. Well, at least you try. Here, we'll give you another shot because you know what? At least you tried. At least you're doing this. This man, if he really wanted to fight, if he really wanted the belt, he would have actually fought instead of waiting 2 years for Conor. I hate this man. I just hate him. He's one of the most undeserving fighters I've ever seen in my fucking life. But I mean, fuck it. He's fun, right? He's a white guy with black children, yeah. Welterweight, Sean Brady. This was a hard one. I wanted to go Shavkat. Because people talk about Shavkat like he's the boogeyman. Like, he has the best striking. It's his belt. Even before he fought Ian Gary, it's his belt. Bilal's just holding it. Just to have a fucking snooze fest where he dry humps his... Oh my god, he dry humped Ian Gary. He literally ripped his shorts. He diddied him. He dry humped him, put his hand on his ass cheek, ripped his shorts. How do you hump someone so fucking hard against the cage? Their shorts rip from friction. It's fucking embarrassing. And Ian Gary was destroying him in the striking. That's not close. Like, that's not an argument at all. And before that, his best win was Jeff Neal. But this isn't about Shavkat. This is about Sean Brady. Because this guy's best win was Gilbert Burns after his soul was taken by JDM. You know, JDM, my GOAT, my king, who should actually get a title shot. He killed Gilbert. He killed Gilbert Burns. Sean Brady got the leftovers. And his other win was Kelvin Gastelum. His other win was the 2024 Kelvin Gastelum. Man, that's bad. That's a fucking bad one. Not a single win has aged good or even well. I bet you can't tell me one. Kelvin Gastelum beating D-Rod does not make it a good aged win. D-Rod is trash. D-Rod's trash. D-Rod is the epitome of just trash, right? Actually, no, just mid. I'm not going to go that hard. I like D-Rod. I'm not going to go that hard on him. He's not great. He's not good. And Kelvin Gastelum missed weight by like 5 pounds. And D-Rod still took the fight. But this guy has no aged wins. I don't think he's being a single top contender. Despite him being 16-1 or some shit like that. And his only loss being to Bilal Muhammad. That doesn't make him good. Or he is good, but he's not elite. You know, Leon Edwards would probably beat him. JDM would probably beat him. A lot of these guys would beat him. A lot of them would. Sean Brady's easily the weakest gap. And I know no one's a fucking Sean Brady stan being like, oh, Sean Brady's, he's going to be the next champion. Besides John fucking Anik. John Anik, I don't care, from Philadelphia. He's from Boston. I don't know where the fuck he's from. No, Paul Felder, not John Anik. I'm a fucking casual. Paul Felder. I don't care. He's from Philadelphia. I don't care. You don't have to glaze it. You don't have to force it. You don't got to glaze him. He has not improved tremendously. The competition has gotten 8 times weaker. He's not even fighting the good competition. He fought Bilal Muhammad, who's the champion of the world, which is still crazy to say. But he's not fighting good competition now. There's no insane levels of improvement from him. His boxing has gotten a little better. Anything else? You know, he's not going to outbox JDM. He's not going to fucking beat Canelo, bro. Like, They glaze the fuck out of him. The commentators glaze him. He's had the most improvement, they say. He has not. He's just had a worse opponent. Gilbert Burns, he just died. Gilbert Burns died. He lost his soul. Kelvin Gastelum, you're gonna tell me Kelvin Gastelum, bro? It's just sad. Middleweight, Marvin Vettori. I love Marvin Vettori. I think he's the key to stopping racism. But goddamn, he's fucking dog shit. Best win is Paulo Costa. Best aged win is Roman Dolidze, who he's fighting again. Paulo Costa, pretty self-explanatory. He's a good name, but let's face it, his only win since Marvin Vettori was Luke Rockhold. Life and fucking death with Luke Rockhold, which was a great fight. Luke Rockhold's very underrated, very good. And then Roman Dolidze, who honestly just don't get taken down. I don't understand how you lose that. Don't get taken down. Don't go to the ground, fam. It's pretty fucking hard to lose. He's not going to outstrike you unless you're Anthony Smith and you fucking suck. Been top 10 for a year. He's been top 10 for years. This was the guy people said would be Adesanya. I didn't think that. I thought he had a chance, but I didn't think that. But this is the guy people said would beat Adesanya. That was legitimate hype. He came off a Kevin Holland win. He got a title shot off of Kevin Holland. And people said he'd beat Adesanya. Different time, different era, I understand, but he's still fucking top 10. He's still top 10. After Jared Cannonier had a literally record-breaking beatdown on him for most significant strikes, I'm pretty sure. But been top 10 for years with bad strike. His striking's dog shit. His defense sucks. He's not fast. He doesn't have power. And his wrestling, can we even call it good? I don't think I remember the last time this guy had actual success wrestling people. It's just easy. He just goes for a double leg against the fence. That's all he does. I can tell you a Marvin Vettori fight before it happens. That's all he does. Double leg against the fence. Charge at you for a fucking dog shit punch. And you can just jab him up. He's still top 10. I don't fucking get it. I was going to choose Brendan Allen. But at least Brendan Allen had a great fight with Imaivov, kind of. It was just gassing out Down syndrome. Yeah, I can say Down syndrome. Gassing out Down syndrome, like just striking. It was just bad. At least Brendan Allen makes it interesting. Vettori just either has a boring win, which barely fucking happens, or he's just dog shit and gets beat up. Light heavyweight. This is one I expect hate for. Not because it's a bad opinion. This is a fucking amazing opinion. But, Russians. I hate Russian. Look, man, look. You don't gotta be Muslim because your favorite fighter's Muslim and Russian. Let me just clear that out. You're from Philadelphia or Boston. You don't gotta do that. I'm not talking about majority of y'all. I'm just talking about some of y'all again. He don't know you. This is the he don't know you rule. He don't fucking know you. You converted to fucking Muslim just for him. You think you're Russian. You probably shaved your head like a Muhammad Makayev. He don't know you, little bro. You don't gotta dictate your fucking life on him. But his best win is Rakic after losing to Yuri Prochazka. That is factual. That is fucking factual. You can't count Johnny Walker as his best win. You damn well can't count Thiago Santos. He had a draw against Blachowicz. That's the best thing on his record. He had a draw against Blachowicz. And like I said, he's a good fighter. He is a good fighter. But if we're comparing it to people legitimately, like, people actually thinking he's going to beat Pereira, it's overrated completely. Which he could. I'm not saying he couldn't, but he's hyped up to be a bigger Islam. People say his grappling is fucking elite. People say his grappling is amazing wrestling. Oh, if he fights Pereira, he's going to take him down instantly and manhandle him. I did a video on this. If you disagree with anything I say, check out that video where I actually go in depth about him because I don't hate him. And the reason I don't hate him is because he's not a dry humper. He's not a dry humper who's just going to lay on you the whole time. He's more of a kickboxer than a wrestler. That's factual. That's just truth. People put him in a wrestling category because he grapples sometimes. He doesn't have a single submission. If you're telling me he's going to take down Pereira and submit Pereira, Pereira's been doing wrestling camps his whole fucking UFC career because no one's gonna check him in stand up. It's like, well, besides Adesanya, but it's Adesanya. I can't say that anymore. But it was prime Adesanya, right? But this guy, he's fucking insanely hyped up. People actually think like even odds on the Pereira fight. And I understand, like it's the Russians. They have an insanely toxic fan base, but some reason they try to attack us, being like, "Oh well, why do you hate? Why are you racist? Why do you hate Russians?" I don't hate Russians. I hate you because you're not Russian. You're not Dagestani. You're not Muslim. You got no reason to like. It's like being a Kansas City Chiefs fan when you live in fucking California. It's being a Kansas fan when you live in California. It's just trash. No one likes you. I like some of y'all because some of y'all are cool. Some of y'all actually like. I fuck with a lot of y'all actually. But some of y'all motherfuckers suck, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not even going to, like, sugarcoat it. But he's hyped to be Islam. He doesn't average a takedown a fight. This man's... I can't even say he's a kickboxer. His whole style... If I could define his style, it's standing up, looking for counter punches, and then pushing you against the fence and holding you against the fence. That's the epitome of him. It's just insanely overrated. People act like he's fucking wiped out the whole division. His best one's Rakic and Johnny Walker. He didn't fight. He didn't fucking go through Yuri Prohashka. He didn't go through Jan, even though he would have, but it was a draw. He didn't go to Khalil Roundtree. He didn't go to fucking Jamal Hill. He didn't go through these guys. People act like he cleared the division and there's no other option, and that Pereira's ducking him. I used to be on that, but I used to be one of y'all. I used to be, you know what? Pereira's ducking him, right? And then I realized Ankalaev kind of just doesn't fucking deserve it. Ankalaev right now does not deserve it more than Yuri Prohashka. Factual. That is completely factual. Yuri Prohashka hasn't lost to anyone besides Alex Pereira. He has better wins. He beat Rakic before Ankalaev beat Rakic. He's only lost to Alex Pereira. It's like... right now he deserves it more than Ankalaev, but since Ankalaev's already official and people want to see that fight, even though it's going to be probably Ankalaev getting knocked out. I hate to say it because I do like Ankalaev. I do because he's not a wrestler. It's a huge misconception. He's not a wrestler. He's a good kickboxer. People just look at his wrestling. People look at his beard. People look at his name. People look at his country. They think he's a wrestler because he takes some guy down probably like one time. He's not a wrestler, man. Which is exactly why I fucking like him. But moving on to heavyweight, do you know who this guy is? Without looking at the name, just looking at the picture, can you tell me who this guy is? And what he has done and what you know him for? There wasn't many options at heavyweight because, believe it or not, heavyweight, the top of heavyweight, is pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked. You can't say Pavlovich is overrated. You can't say Volkov is gone. Well, I do think John Jones is overrated at heavyweight. He's the greatest of all time. I'm not going to put him in this video. He's the greatest of all time. Who else? Jairzinho, I mean, he got cut. You can't say Aspinall's overrated. You can't say Curtis Blades is overrated. You can't say Almeida's overrated. My first initial pick was Robelis Despain. Just because he had that one fucking 5-second knockout. He fought an actual bum off the street in Josh Parisian. He sucks. Josh Parisian sucks. He fought a bum off the street that I could have paid $5. I could have gave Josh Parisian a fucking chicken sandwich and he would have fought him. And then people he was a 6-1 favorite over Waldo Acosta. I fucking wish I was old enough to bet. I would have made bank on that fight. I would have put 1,000 on Costa. It was the easiest pick of my fucking life. And yeah, sadly I just can't bet. But Rizvan Kuniev, I don't know how to say his fucking name. This guy, if you know him for 2 reasons. 3. You know him for 3 reasons. It's because in his UFC debut, he is fighting Curtis Blades, a top 5 opponent. If you know him for another reason, he fought in Eagle FC. And the 3rd reason you know him is because he's a steroid cheat who fought Renan Ferreira. and it got overturned because he's a steroid cheat. Renan Ferreira, if you don't know who he is, I don't even think I spelled that right, but if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who he fought Francis Ngannou in PFL, and he said, I'm going to be the hardest, the hardest challenge you face all year. Your kid's dying does not come close. He's the guy who said that. The PFL's champion, the Giant, and he got his ass beat by Francis Ngannou in about 3 minutes, and because he can't wrestle, and he got completely dominated and destroyed because he's a fucking joke. Yeah, that's who this guy beat while on roids. So that fight got overturned. He has horrible cardio despite being on roids. And I know he hasn't fought yet, so it's not fair to say. It's not fair to say he's the most overrated because he hasn't fought yet. Honestly, I'm going to tell you straight up, I think this is the reason he's getting a top 5 matchup is because if he somehow beats Curtis Blades, and you saw what Ngannou did. You saw what Ngannou did to Renan Ferreira. If you didn't, look it up. It's a 3-minute fight. Ngannou dominated Renan Ferreira in front of his family. Destroyed him in front of his family. Huge build-up. $1 million fight. Destroyed him in front of his family and made him cry. I think the reason that they signed Kuniev and the reason he's even getting a top 5 fight is so they can say, well, we have a guy that beat Renan Ferreira too. Ngannou's not so special. We also have a guy like that. I think they're just competing against Ngannou. They've been doing it the whole time, trying to just disregard all of his legacy and everything, which is fucked up. This is the biggest. This is probably the worst matchmaking I've ever seen in my fucking life. His best win is like, I don't even fucking remember. His best win is a guy who went 3-7 in the UFC. I don't remember his name. I'm blanking on it. His best win's a 44-year-old who went 3-7 in the UFC. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. It's Dana White privilege. But they're doing all this to compete with Ngannou. So I kind of understand business perspective. This guy's dog shit. This guy's actual dog shit. And I would have put Shamil Gaziev. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have put Shamil the Blob Gaziev because he has no good wins at all. And he got fraud checked immediately by Jairzinho. But does he have real support? Like, I'm part of the joke. I love the Shamil cult. The Shamil cult is like, it's fucking amazing. I love that. It's a great thing. I'm kind of rooting for him to be champion now. I'm not even going to lie to you. But I just remember this fucking guy exists. He won a Dana White Contender Series contract. People complained about Kai Sakura getting a title shot when he was a champion. When he was a rising champion, people complained about him getting a title shot immediately when Pantoja had no one else to fight. But this guy just slides under the fucking radar. I'm pretty sure most people forgot about this fight also. But that's the video. I don't want it to go on too long because I want to actually get some sleep before the Sean Strickland fights, Before DDP decapitates him and destroys him. And TKOs him in the 4th round. Yeah, this is this is fucking horrible. Like I said, I'll probably get hate for this, but go in the if you hate me, if you put it fucking in the comments, hate, it really just benefits me. Either way, really, it gets me views. So I don't care. I actually don't give a fuck. But yeah, if you do want to debate any of this, I actually just want to hear who you think is overrated, because this was kind of a hard list to put together in terms of certain weight classes, like stacked weight classes. Another reason I only went top fighters is because if I went up to you and I said most overrated fighter, Hani Barcelos, you're gonna look me dead in my eyes and say, I know who Hani Barcelos is. He's way more overrated than this guy. I'm just doing more known people because those are the people who get rated highly. You're telling me Hani Barcelos isn't gonna get rated highly. You know what I'm saying? Or fighters like him. So that's the reason I went more high rated people. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But I'm going to be making a recap right after the Drickus fight. I'm going to be making fights to make the day after that. And I'm going to release another video Monday. Yeah, I my schedule's fucking stacked. But, like I said, I've been showing a lot of support recently, a lot of love. So I felt I at least owe it to y'all to keep doing this. And I kind of owe it to myself. I kind of actually want to do this, so it is what it is, I appreciate the support.